Ellen McCauley. I'm a Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York. And tonight I mentioned it's St. Joseph's Day, and I talked about how we're going to talk about decluttering and spring cleaning. But before I even do that, I read the most remarkable blurb, if you will, from Father Mike Schmitz. And he's that handsome guy, he's a handsome priest that you guys might see on Facebook and the internet. And he calls things that we deal with often has a burden behind the burden. Right now our burden might be our struggle to lose weight. But then there's burdens behind that burden that's preventing us, such as self-doubt or stress or sick husband, sick children, your own illness, your own pain. There's sometimes a deeper struggle that people look at and say, why don't they just eat less and move more? And they don't walk in our shoes. They don't live our life. I don't live your life, you know. I can make recommendations, but only you can deal with the burden behind the burden. And what God is saying is we need to recognize that burden, and we need to have a trust in His love that He will take care of it, and we need to believe it. We need to believe that He will take care of our children, our estranged children, our children who have gone away from the faith. St. Monica prayed with fervor for 34 years, and St. Augustine became one of the greatest witnesses for our Lord. We need to trust God and be patient that He will do these things in His own time. And sometimes the burden behind our burden is fear or shame. And some of the shame could be that we lost weight already and then we gained it again. But I can't give you enough credit for not quitting, because it's so easy to say, oh, I lost 50 pounds and now I'm down to only 30 pounds off. Well, you still have the 30 off. And now you just need to work back up to the 50, no matter how long it takes. And we can't feel shame about that. Whatever happened, happened. We have to own it and know that God is there. We need to surrender these deeper fears to Christ. And what's interesting is during the Mass, when we bring our gifts to the altar, so often we think it's that money we put in the collection basket. We think that's our gifts. Or we think it's the bread and wine that comes up the aisle that's transformed into the body and blood of Christ. But what Jesus wants our gift to be is ourselves, our shame, our fear, our burdens. He is saying to us, give me those. When I was having a little bit of a hissy fit about the meeting getting scheduled and womp, 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 not getting my own way, took a deep breath. I said, okay, Lord, what do you want? How do we get this organized? Do you want me to cancel? And I really didn't want to cancel because we only have a weigh-in the next week. If you go to God first, He's there to help you. So often we try to do all these things and go to God last. Oh yeah, that's right. Maybe I should pray. And so many people say the only thing we can do is pray. That should be the number one thing we can do. I stopped saying, well, we'll just have to pray, or the only thing we can do is pray. I say we need to pray. Also, we need to trust and place our burden on Him. The shift from focusing on what is wrong to that underneath burden, and then identifying what it is, what the issue is. Maybe we're having trouble losing weight because we're depressed. And what are we depressed about? Maybe it's our life situation. Maybe it's our family. Maybe we're just don't like our job or whatever. Whatever it is, God is there saying, Jesus is there saying, I want to help you. Even if you think you're pretty helpless. I have this daily prayer that says that you need to release, trust, believe, even the most. Someone told me something tonight about an answered prayer, and I was blown away by it. because so many of us have things that we think are hopeless. And I'm telling you this right now, with God, nothing is hopeless. And I'm going to stop right there, Bobby.